Welcome to my Gwent review. It's gonna be my first review and that's actually probably my last review. I generally didn't think I would be doing reviews, but recently I've been playing Gwent Rogue Mage, and I have kind of mixed feelings, which I want to put out there to all my zero viewers. First thing I will say, I'm quite casual player of Gwent. Have played it actually a long time ago. I think last year ago or 2 years ago was last time I played it. But yeah, so don't expect some masterful, this is the best card and you should do this combo. No, I'm quite casual, and for hardcore player there could be very different opinions, especially since they made some changes which I actually think could be quite controversial for a generic Gwent player. Yeah. So first thing, what is Gwent? Well, you probably know, because I find it very unlikely that you would be here and watching this video if you wouldn't know what Gwent is, but if you don't know, it's basically a card battle game where both players have limited number of cards and they have numbers and abilities. Like here you can see numbers, this is 4, this is 5, this is 4, this is 6, and they have abilities, because otherwise it would be quite boring. And you want to have highest sum of these numbers at the end. This 13 is great, but he has ability which, okay, I'll not explain. Now then, let's go to the Gwent history for now. Then, first things first, it came from Witcher 3. I assume you have played it. If you haven't, you maybe should, because it's a great game, but it might not be your thing, but you should at least look at it. Then again, it's very long, so yeah, if you don't have time, maybe don't do it, because I spent like 100 hours plus with expansions and everything. Now then, but a lot of the time I spent, actually not a lot of the time, but I did spend part of the time. There was this side game which you could collect cards and play. It was Gwent. Basically, it was like this. There is like this field with 3 lines, and there's 3 rounds, and you want to win 2 of them, and hope opponent wins only 1 of them, because then you win. And also, it's a great mechanic because basically it forces you to think about future rounds, because you can offload all your best cards at the first round, but then you're screwed later. So you kind of want to see what opponent has, and the first round basically it should be kind of very close match, because you both just trying to push opponent to have their best cards out, so you can then go, okay, I fold, and then next 2 rounds you will have advantage. Or if sometimes you can try to pull advantage on the first round. Now then, later there was released a standalone version of Gwent, which is free, as I mentioned. I mentioned it? I assume I mentioned. If you don't know what Gwent is, go play it. And the interesting thing is it has been out for quite a long time, and there have been quite a lot of changes. Like initially there were 3 lines, then they switched to 2, they did a lot of changes to combos and abilities, I think at some point, and also that was kind of the point when I stopped playing. But in general it was fun experience. Like I once had this fun match where basically opponent passed and I was losing, and then I wasted 2 cards, wasted in quotes, and the opponent made fun of me. And then we had the like match where I lost, and next round I basically lost with 2 points. So yeah, I kind of just doing it right, I just didn't get lucky. It's like I knew that I had great combo for the next round, so I overplayed the first round and then I almost won. Yeah, but the thing is, multiplayer isn't my thing, and later they released a standalone version. Which I also kind of have. It was great one-time playthrough, but there's like lot of choices and decisions, and they affect things. But somehow I never felt like replaying it, because I don't know, those choices didn't felt that meaningful for me at least. But so actually, you could maybe skip review. Basically, conclusion is, if you want to play single player experience, maybe try that one first, and then if you want more Gwent, you can look into this one. Okay, so now then, what do we start with? Yeah, let's start with this game, which I already have opened. Well, the title is Gwent Rogue Mage, so the rogue part kind of tells what kind of a game is. You play 1 round, you either win, you die, and then you progress in both occasions. And yeah, you get stronger, and then there's stuff that makes you weaker. Yeah, it's kind of like standard roguelike. Okay, now then, what should I tell next about? Yeah, there's a story. Yeah, there is a story. Not the greatest story, but there is some story. I have been playing 15 hours, and I think the story has taken like 10 minutes. Yep, it's not the greatest one. I don't like the voice, the main character's voice. I find him annoying. I find his comments annoying. The story isn't also that surprising, so don't expect anything great here. Though it is an interesting premise of how Witcher's came to be. Then music. Music is good. You have been listening into it in background, and I think it's good. Well, music. Thing with the music is it depends on the taste. So I think it's good. You might not think it's good. Well, now then, let's move to the most interesting thing: the card battles and gameplay. Okay, let's go back a bit. So let's start with the alchemy station. Basically, in each round, I use a lot of basically. I really should look at my vocabulary. Okay, so at the start of the round, not round, but the run, you get to choose one potion. At the start is this one, which increases your starting energy by 25, and as you level up, if you do good, you get a lot of experience and level up. And then you get a potion which gains 3 additional mulligans, which at first I was like, that's a bad potion, I already have 2, why do I need 3? But at the moment I literally start only with this potion because the combos is the king. This one does all units starting deck are upgraded by 1, which is generally depends on how many units put out on the field, but I suppose you could say that it's an extra 1 card, which it's kind of weak to the mulligans where you can just try to get, you have basically 5 of them and you can get what you want. Then there's like this potion, the start of run, remove 2 random bronze cards from deck. It could be good, but there's a lot of ways how to remove it, and I still find this one stronger. Then there's this potion, the start of the battle, boost random unit in your hand between amount 4 and 8. That's horrible, in my opinion. Unless it stays. Actually, I haven't. If it stays, that is different. But I don't think it stays, because then this potion is generally better because you will play more than 4 units usually. Yeah, this could help potential. But yeah, anyway, basically my complaint about there's 2 more potions, and these 2 actually look decent. This one is decent because treasures are good, and this one is decent. I will explain later. But yeah, basically I'm just been sticking with this potion, which I thought initially was bad. So that's the great thing about card games with a lot of combos. You might think something's bad, you try it, and then you realize it's amazing and you can't live without it. Yeah, I can't live without these extra mulligans at the moment. What else we have? Let's go to the treasure chest that contains our cards. So there are the cards which are treasures. Those are generally strong, and you earn from 2 to... You have 2 guaranteed treasures, and then you can earn a couple of more. Yep, they're nice. Some of them are just passive, some of them are like cards. Then there are global cards, which are global. And basically the global doesn't make any sense till I explain next thing. There are 3 decks. The first deck is Boulevard deck. You start with it. At the start you have 1 key card, which is this one. And when you level up, you unlock additional key cards. Key cards is actually like generally your strongest unit. And if you defeat specific enemies, they get stronger. My best one was when I defeated 4 of these special enemies, and the card I got was like ridiculous, like insanely ridiculous. It basically was this guy which made everybody bleed, and they lost health on their turn, my turn, and then he got powerful each time he made people bleed. This was ridiculous. It was one of the amazingest things ever. Yeah, but see, cards look great. They each have like this nice description, which I never read. The artwork is amazing. The explanations are quite good. I think there have been one time where I was confused, but in general, they're quite detailed. And the 3 decks are basically, this first deck is based on boosting. The second deck is based on harming your enemies, which I generally find stronger, because if you just keep boosting, your enemy also can keep boosting or damage you. If you kill the unit, it loses all their... generally, unless it does something when it dies, it loses its abilities. So I find generally damage deck stronger. And there is the Hive deck, which kind of works on creating creatures, consuming creatures, deleting creatures, and stuff like that. So there are these 3 decks, and at the start of the run, you choose one of them, and you choose your key card. So what else? We have spells, which is a new thing, which is not in basic Gwent. You get to pick 3 spells. At the start, it's these 3. First is damage enemy, which generally is always useful. Boost allied unit. It depends. It can help you to keep some unit alive, or there are some units who has abilities depending on boosting, so it's great on them. Then there is create and play unit, which actually is amazing, but because this essentially is double your turn. Basically double the card. This one, as far as I see, I always have it. Maybe at some point something else is better, because there's a lot of spells. They have different costs, like this is 10, which is actually great. Spell is basically more strong. It's more expensive, but also stronger version of this, because here it just creates something random, and here it will take something from your deck, which generally should be good. For example, last one costs 13, which I haven't unlocked, but it will allow you to play any spell. So it has very high flexibility, but the cost is really high. Yeah, so spells are nice. A change, you can cast one per... not battle, but per... wait, one per... no, what's... turn, one per turn. Generally one per turn. There is exception. Yeah, so these are the spells. Okay. What else? There are 3 bosses, which when you defeat one of them, they fill these tubes. It looks boring now because it's empty. And the thing about bosses is, they really depend on the deck. 2 bosses which I fought, I got such a good deck that they were complete pushovers, but next time I fought one of them, I was like, how am I supposed to win? I don't remember what deck I had the first time, which I crushed him, but yeah. It really depends on your deck, and I really don't like one of them. It's actually the first one you fight. So, I think I explained everything, and now I'll do the run. What run? So, first things first, I say a lot of first things first, huh? You get to choose the deck. So as I said, I like the damage deck more. Then I get to select my keycard, which I really like Unseen Elder. Just because of his line. When you put the cards down, they say lines, and I really like his line. I haven't actually found good utility for Dagger, and Melcy has some potential actually. I had fun run with her once, but then I got crushed by something, I don't remember what. Okay, we have our keycard, we have our spell, since it's gonna be damage deck. What else we'll take? We don't really need damage. No, we actually want the extra damage. Then we'll take this one. And let's keep this one. What else? Actually, maybe I haven't used... okay, I will do only one battle, so I'll take this one. It has amazing potential. And let's go continue. And now we select potion, which, as I said, I just use only this potion because I find the rest potions weak compared to it. And now here's the thing. Now, when you finish all bosses once, with exception first boss, which basically, let's say on the first run you have one boss and you have extra help which you use after you win him, and then you need to defeat all bosses. You need to beat each boss once, and then you unlock curses. Courses are basically way how to make the game worse, which is, I feel like they will are what is kind of will ruin things for me because I unlocked them recently. I already found some things annoying, and this will just make it work. So let's go through the curses. Like, first, reduce your maximum energy. Generally, not an issue. I almost never have maximum energy. I think I had it twice. I always keep spending it, so I don't think that's horrible. So let's reduce it by 1. Then enemy starts with additional armor. I find for my damage deck it's bad. Actually, if you this one now depends on the deck. Like if you have boosting deck, doesn't matter. If you have damage deck, oh no, this is nightmare. So let's have nothing. Additional points. I hope that just means extra 5 because then it's actually not bad. Okay, let's go. Yeah, if I have never tried it, but if it is what I think, it's actually not that bad. Row space reduced. Well, it also depends on the deck. Some decks will be have horrible, some decks will have not. I actually don't need this at the moment. This could be bad. Treasures are strong, so no. Now then, remove option to skip rewards. This is interesting. I generally don't skip rewards, so it's actually not that bad for me too. So I'll take it. And then actually don't need this one. So what else do we have? A cooldown. This is horrible because spells are what pushes you over opponent's stronger decks. So nope. Battles are more difficult. This is very scary. So wait, oh, it limits me here. So yeah, battles are more difficult. I haven't tried it, but it's probably bad. Some battles are difficult. Well, actually, the thing is, the battles are generally 3 types of battles. One's where you crush opponent, one's where you have bad deck against opponent and he crushes, and the intense battles. And I think it's like 1/3, 1/3, 1/3. So battles more difficult would be quite painful. Gaining less energy. It is livable. It is livable. I don't need it, but yeah, it's livable. Then what? Number of rewards is reduced by 1. You know, if you have ton of energy, that's not so bad because at the end of each battle you get 3 cards. You can either get one, or you have 3 options where you can discard one of your cards. So then it's like 2/2, but if you spend 3 energy, you can do it again. So for 3 energy you can... Oh, okay, I think it's better if I show it. Yeah, basically you can exchange energy for energy to minimize impact of this, and it's only 3 energy. So if you don't want to take these energy reductions, this is actually a better combination. This one is luck based, so doesn't matter. This one would be painful. I haven't tried this. This could be interesting. Oh, and this one also could be horrible since you actually want to plan the map. Anyway, let's start the run. And let's go through one battle, and I'll explain the map and I'll go through one battle, and then I'll finish with some conclusions. Oh, we got my favorite boss. Favorite in quotes, I hate this guy. Then again, he's not the guy who destroyed my card, which was in my hand, like on the first turn, my best card, and literally I might as well have surrendered at that point. So, we have this nice path with lot of roads leading to the boss. And there is different banners, you see. So, this one is the standard battle. In general, you have about 5... Wait, how many standard battles? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, roughly, I would say from 5 to 7 standard battles you will have on one run. And sometimes, if you plan your path right, you will have elite battles, which are significantly harder, but reward system are great. And that's actually, I'm not sure if you can win without rewards. I haven't even tried. Basically, I planned the path which has the most elites because they're harder, but they're not that harder, and they make life significantly easier. And then there is these treasure chests, which give you 1 treasure card. And then there are events which are quite random. I generally go to them if I don't want to fight, because They either will do something good or something bad, and the run is faster. Okay, that's it. Oh, right, that's not it. We forgot the places of power. I use them mainly. Well, there are three types. I think it was three types of place of power. Each has one ability and the restoration of energy. I only have ever used restoration of energy with one exception. One of them allows you to transform the card, which is kind of gambling and not useful. One allows to boost power, which is weak, and one allows you to copy card, which is strong, like really strong. So I generally go to those one if I see, and elsewise I only use it for energy restoration. Yep. And let's go to a battle, I suppose. Oh, Beastmaster, that's nice. I don't remember which deck, but one of them had really big problems with Beastmaster. Okay, so first thing, you can see your opponent, you can see his abilities. Beastmaster is that he can spawn a rabbit every 2 turns. And we have 5 mulligans. Well, it's more important when you have specific deck, because at the start actually mulligans are not useful because you don't really have combo. So I don't want this. This will do damage. This will do damage. And okay, not what I wanted, but this is what I got. See, I had 5 mulligans and I didn't got the card I wanted. That's why I don't know how are you supposed to live with 2 of them. Okay, so let's go with this guy, because he's gonna lose health at the start. Yep, and then he will heal himself each time we damage somebody. And actually opponents play relatively smart. They will always use abilities when they can. Oh, I got my special card, so I'm gonna put it here and I'm gonna bleed him. So hear that line. It was great. I love this guy. The gate must be secured. Yeah. Oh, and actually I love these 2 guys. Actually, the only reason I picked this deck for this review is because I love these guys and this guy. Yeah. And so what can we do? Can I spawn a copy of him? Actually, there's one thing I will complain. The moment you select spell, you can't unselect it. So actually, let's try it. This is just a test run. Can I copy him? Oh, yes, I can. Why should I help you? Because I order you to. Okay, whatever. But then again, in 1 turn, he will just... You win some, you lose some. Okay, we want that guy dead, so he doesn't kill our guy. And we're gonna put this... Tell me if this guy who voiced this wasn't into it very much. Okay. Oh, by the way, in general, I wouldn't spend so much expensive spells on the first round, since it's wasteful and I want it for future rounds. Okay. This is tricky, because this guy boosts everybody around him if the opposite line has rain, and there's nobody here. But I want to damage these guys, so I actually will do this. So he will not be inclined to summon anybody there. And then I will put this guy here. And then I will make another unit, because why not? This is demonstration. Ooh. So now, that's why Gwent is interesting. This guy has the highest number, and he will do that 3 he can do up to 6 extra damage. This one has 3, but he has guaranteed 6 damage. But only on 2 units. This one can attack 3. And this one will damage self and enemy by 1, which is 5 damage unless it's boosted. So, yeah. Since it's, I have 2, 4, 5 more cards, 1 extra draw. This one would be more optimal. But I kind of want, I can kill 3 of them with this guy. So that's what we're gonna do. Yep, and we're done. And see, these 2 guys got stronger. Yeah, that's the fun part of the game. Oh, bye. Okay, these guys will go here since their thing is they lose health, and then once they're bleeding enough, they will transform into stronger one. So yeah, he has 5. He will lose 2 every turn, then he will transform into 6. So the delta is... he will do 2 damage. So his actual value is 8. Let's put this guy here. Anyway, we already have won. I know his deck, so basically with 42-12 he can't win. But he will try. Oh. Yeah, basically this will not be efficient because these people have order, so I can't use their ability on the same turn I summon it, and this guy will not boost. But anyway, I don't need boost, so this one will do more damage, so I'll start with this one. Yeah. And by the way, look at one thing. I have 2 cards. The opponent has 2 cards. You probably, if you have played this, you understand what it means, but basically opponent will have the last turn. So if you have close match, or even sometimes if you have like, you have more like 30 points, I think I won like 40 points, and then he put 1 card and he beat me. You don't know if you have won the match till the very end. Okay, he will disappear. Oh no, that was an optimal. I missed. Oh well. This is recorded. No embarrassment. Whatever. And we'll put down here.
My studies are more important than this.
Yeah, we don't want to kill this one because he will get stronger. But yeah, remember I said I find the damage deck stronger. He would have way more points if I was using different kind of deck. And this one will boost us, yep. And we do 3 damage to this one. And we'll pass, and now you see the opponent will get his last turn, which often is the most annoying thing. Because in standard Gwent there's 3 rounds, right? So you have options. Now we had 1 round, and I basically had to unload everything I have. And actually, the thing is, it makes sense since you have a lot of battles, and why play the same battle 3 times, and especially if you keep playing the same enemies again and again. I do get it why they cut out the multiple round system, because this actually works smoother, and that's where the big focus is. The last round where you lose this ability to try to outsmart computer, but it is how it is, and the number of cards isn't so big. Yeah, I get the point why they cut out the extra rounds. So I'm gonna pass, and he should lose. See, this is now 15. Did you saw it? Did you saw it? He had 15. He ended with 32. So if the difference wasn't such high as it was, he would have won. And I have no option to reply to it. Respond. So that's the big thing of what is annoying. You can be playing well, you can be thinking you're winning, and then suddenly you lose. And it's not a nice feeling. And if generally a run lasts under roughly from over 30 minutes to an hour. Well, if you lose faster, it lasts shorter, but it's not a nice feeling. Suddenly losing with no warning. That's like critical hits. You don't like him. You know how D&D, most likely way how you will die is a critical hit on the first levels. And probability how get one is like 120. So yeah, not a nice feeling. Okay, now, after each battle you get a reward. Which is either you can add card to the deck. Which this one I already have. No, I don't need it. This, yeah, basically you can pick one of them. Or you can remove card of the deck. So now there's 3 strategies. You can just find the best cards and keep adding them to the deck. But the issue is your best card will usually be your key card, and you kind of want to play it, and the more cards you have, the less like I had rounds where I never got my key card, and it was the only card which I didn't draw, which is annoying. And if you have more cards, it's worse. So if you can try to pump your deck with strong cards, but I find it suboptimal. You could try to just remove cards from your deck, but then you just have no cards to play. So general balance is at the start you will try to find out the best cards. Like you will try to get some 3 or 4 good cards. And then the rest will be just remove cards you don't use. Here this actually, yeah, I would remove this one. That's, yeah, so. And with 3 energy I could just reroll my this whole set and get other options. Okay, now we have a treasure. But let's plan the path. So, we want to go as many elite battles as possible. So here's one. I can get to another one. If I go here, I also can. So does it matter here? Do we have anything here? No. And we have 1 elite battle. So actually, this is good run. I usually get only 2 elite battles in a row. Here you get 3. I once got 4. That was the greatest one because after the 3rd one, I was almost basically unstoppable. Yeah, so I would need to choose one of these. That means I can go here. I can basically go anywhere. Does it matter? It literally doesn't matter. So the question is how we get from here to here. Same path also. The only difference is do we want this one or this one. I really should write down the colors, so they should just say which special ability each of them down because I don't remember. I think the blue one was weak, or it was the, yeah, that's another bad. They should just, okay, I should maybe just remember it, but maybe they could have just written place of power and some distinction. Actually, I don't, does the color matter? Maybe this color doesn't represent it. No, I think it does. Okay, so I'll go here to the middle because it's hard, and we get our treasure, which will be one of these 3. And that's what works on deck with a lot of weak cards. That's the lowest power cards. This one is generally always useful if you don't have anything else to pick. This one is good since that's extra 3 cards you get to play. So let's go with that one. And then we have, let's do a random event and then I'll finish up. So we go here. Oh, I got a nice one. Usually, well, actually it feels like whenever you needed this, like the bad stuff keep happening. But here you actually can rest and gain 20 energy, which is decent. It almost doubles our energy. Or upgrade unit by 2. Energy will give us lot, well, this will stay forever, but the energy will give us way more lot options, so I'll go with energy. Oh, there is some flavor text, don't matter. I once had an event where the guy asked me a question, which answer was one of the small texts on the card. I needed to Google it because I wasn't about to lose that run. I did lose it, but yeah, that actually feels weird. Why ask it? Well, it may be fun for some people, but it doesn't feel like it's worth the risk to lose the card. But I think, yeah, if you fail, you lose the card or something. I don't remember. It was something bad, and it definitely wasn't worth the risk. So Google it is. Yeah. Okay. So here's nothing interesting. Yeah, more or less. You can try. Well, so let's go to conclusions. It's a mixed game. There's some nice part. The battles is fun when combos work. It's fun. But when the enemy just randomly beats you on the last turn, it's not fun. When you meet enemy whose deck essentially counters your deck, it's not fun. This one with curses which make the game far harder. It's already quite hard. I spent so I have 15 hours. I have defeated boss 4 times. That's 3 hours per run. Well, you do unlock better cards, but that also means you will have more often you will not get the cards you want more often, since the pool will be bigger and you will be missing cards. Yeah, so mixed feelings. It's and for the price with discount, if you like Gwent, get it. If you need to pay full price, only if you have now you really want Gwent and you need a fix of Gwent, then you can get it. But it will sometimes frustrate you. But when you have nice run, it will be great. Anyway, this was my attempt at a review, and well, I hope it wasn't that terrible. If you found useful, leave a like. If you hated it, leave a dislike. I will see it, or leave a mean comment. I want at least one mean comment at some point. Otherwise, I have just comments which feels like spam. Okay. Thank you for your time and have a nice evening, day, or morning. Depends on your time zone. Sayonara.